You know what? We talked about it at the top of the show, and the dude is only 8 points out of the championship. I think it's a different mindset, but outside of that, an incredible ride. I think if you're going to win your first Supercross, he's always going to remember that. And he's generous enough to give us his time while he's out there testing and working towards the Pro Motocross Championship. And we are excited to have our man Chance Hymas on today. So let's bring him in, and he is the man of the hour. There he is, the man of the hour, Chance Hymas, coming off of an incredible win at Foxborough, your first
Yeah,
250
first one.
Supercross divisional win. Congratulations, dude. That's if you're gonna win your first one, I'd have to think, and we want to hear what you had to say about it. That'd be a hell of an experience.
Yeah, that was so stressful. But yeah, thanks for having me on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was chaotic all night, from borderline not even making it into the night show, barely getting a lap in qualifying. It was like I finally got to the main event, and I was like finally stress free, like just qualifying into the heat race and then trying to make it through the heat race. I started last in the heat race, so I was like,
Yeah.
I was so stressed all day. And yeah, once we got to the main, I was finally relaxed. And then yeah, that was just keep running on two. The whole race was a bit stressful, and especially when you started lapping people and there's bikes everywhere and not really
Yeah.
sure where people are going to end up in front of you. So no, it was finally cool to get that first win checked off the box. Not just for me, but for everybody in my corner. Like they see how much work goes into it, how hard I work, and honestly how hard I've been working to try to get back from my knee and my arms and just all together. Like it's rewarding for everybody, as you guys know. Like it's a massive team effort, and yeah, there's no better way to repay him besides winning. So no, it was super special night for sure.
Yeah, no, that's cool, Chance. Obviously, a took long road. Injuries have happened, and we've all saw those dealing with the knee and, like you said, arms but yeah, you've raced some mud races before, and we earlier in the show we talked about how those conditions can affect, factory riders, privateer riders. And obviously you did all through the amateur. You've raced some probably gnarly mud races, Loretta Lynn's. Where would you put that on the list of gnarly mud races, because it's obviously Supercross too, which adds a whole nother element to a mud race?
Yeah. I would borderline say it was the gnarliest one I've done, just because the added stress to it with it being at a professional level. It's my first pro race that's actually been a mudder.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. Wow.
yeah, so I would say that was the gnarliest one because I've never done a mudder in Supercross, and it's so slow and steady that it's like you want to go, but the faster you go, the more mistakes you make, and it's just a slow race, honestly. So I think that was honestly one of the hardest races I've ever done, just trying to be so patient. Where I feel like on outdoors when it's a mudder, like you can get a little happy with the throttle just to get through some of the mud, and obviously you have to stay light on the bike and not rush it, but Supercross is a whole different element when it's in the mud.
Right. Hey, Lars. So I was talking to Lars about Lee and I was talking to Lars about what their expectations were you coming in, and I've said it on the broadcast numerous times just to let people know of the lack of preparation and riding that you had because of your knee injury and coming back from that ACL repair. And like Lars told us, like he just wanted you to get through the series and go in the Pro Motocross Championship ready to go and fire off for that an opportunity to possibly win the Pro Motocross Championship. And now that you have made it through this weekend, and dude, you're only 8 points out of the championship. And I read something, I think it was on Vital. I was listening to you after the race, and you're like, it changes the dynamic. So now that you're only 8 points out, what, you guys got four more races?
Or
Like
more,
what,
yeah.
like does the mindset shift for you now that you're so close and now you know what it's like to win in Supercross?
Yeah, it honestly does. It's funny because I was talking to JB and AC before the Friday before, and I was telling him, I was like, dude, I just need like a heat race win or like just a good finish to just get me going a little bit. I had a
Yeah.
couple rough weekends, and now looking back on it, where I'm 8 points out right now, when I DNF'd Indy, you know, like if I didn't DNF that and would have finished 10th or 11th, you know, I could be either tied, points leader. You never know. Like
Mhm.
it's now we're into it, and where I was already kind of switching to outdoors, and we were like, honestly, like I wasn't even going to practice Supercross. Like where at the weekends I had press day, I was just going to ride outdoors during the week, and then press day Supercross, and race at the weekend, and get that experience. But now it shifts the whole thing. Like when you're this close into it and you're so close to the end, like you have to make that switch and give it your all. At least I feel like I need to, but I feel like I can't let that end goal affect the good improvements I've been making, and just keep focusing on myself each weekend and just put my best foot forward one session at a time. I feel like after Daytona, I tried to take too big of steps and try to get to that end goal of like good main event finish, like finally get a podium, finally get a win. I think I was trying to overstep there and try to get to that too quick, and I kept forgetting all the steps, and it definitely bit me in the butt a little bit. So after Birmingham, I just took a little bit of a step back and just try to get back to the main priority of what our goal was at the beginning of the season, and that was just learn each weekend and put my best foot forward. And the result is what the result is, and that's how I came into this last weekend, and obviously turned out really good for me. So I think I need to keep that and obviously implement how important these next few weekends are going to be, and I need to execute. Very importantly,
Mhm.
Uh-oh. Oh
Froze up.
no. Rose
I'm
up.
definitely really excited to be in the position. It's I feel like something we all look forward to when we're amateurs, and it's just a pretty special moment, and it's kind of rewarding all the hard work you put in, and just to be in this position, it's pretty cool.
So yeah, after obviously we've talked about a little about the injuries, but your technique's there, the speed's there, everything that we've seen in the past. So I see only good things to come from here on out. So keep your head down, and we'll all be looking for it these next couple rounds, because it's very critical time. You've mentioned it. You feel like you're back in this championship hunt.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, definitely just gonna keep my head down, chin up, and yeah, it's we're almost to the end. Got to click it off each weekend and just put my best foot forward. And at the end, we'll see where we end up. But
There you go. Technical difficulties,
and
RV.
words, and yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no worries, buddy. Yeah, well, we're having some technical difficulties for the fans that are listening or watching. But Chance, thank you for coming on. Congrats on your first big win of SMX, and I think there's going to be a lot more to come.
Oh, it was good to have him on there. Sucks for the technical difficulties, right? I mean, you know where the dog pound is. It's out there. And then again, we had some gnarly weather come through Florida. I think a lot of Florida, for sure where I live. And then he said it's super windy there. But there was a hell of a win. Thanks for coming on, Chance. So it's always good to have it. RV was interesting to hear how the mindset changes, right? It's like he had moved on, and then now this weekend he's like, oh. So
yeah. He was looking forward. He's today testing for outdoors. His mindset have already kind of changed, moved towards the outdoor season, making sure that he's kind of ahead of the 8 ball coming into outdoors. And then obviously we saw what happened Saturday night, gets his first win, and he's only 8 points out now. So still going to keep pushing and in working on outdoors, but also he's in this championship hunt again for Supercross. So that's good to see, and I think that'll help him. I really do think that. I think a lot of guys that maybe transition to outdoors too soon and put too much emphasis on outdoors. I think it's better to run your Supercross season out in the good position that he's in, and then switch to outdoors. But you're supplementing your Supercross riding with the outdoors, just like he's doing now. As he said, he's testing for outdoors.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll have him on back soon again, and we can finish up the convo.
Hi, folks. Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.